Right, here we are, YouTubers, coming back with part 2. So we carry on where we left off, still burnishing this down, and as I said, what I don't do is I put some resin on, and I'll put a little bit in. I'll put this in a little jam jar, this stuff, a little bit of that, because when you keep opening a lid in a bottle this size, what it does is it starts to skin up inside, and basically you're losing it, because every time it skins up you're losing a bit more of it. So bear with me, I'll just put this on the edge of the bench here to put some a little bit of pressure on it, and then, as I say, I put a bit of this resin on afterwards, and what it does is it seals the pores of the leather, so that way, and it waterproofs it to a point as well, so it's not going to affect it much. I know I'm out of camera shot here because I need the side of the bench and I can't do it this way without struggling a bit, but let's get on it. I've edged it both sides, so that way you can buff it up a little bit better. As I say, it closes the pores, but oh dear, are we in shot? No, we're not. That's gradually getting there. As I say, once it's closed the pores, it's done its job, but getting a bit of a sheen on it now. Trying to get it right. Just in here, as I say, it's just closed it up, and when it's when I've got it done, I can put the resin on. But if I put the resin on now, I can't do any more work to the job, so I just carry on burnishing it in, and then put the resin on once I've finished closing it all up. As I said, I'm going to put a little gusset in here, and a gusset is basically something like this. Put it in here, like so that when you slide the blade in, you're not going to be cutting your stitching. So, and to do that, what I do is I stick it in so it doesn't go nowhere. It hasn't got to be the same thickness as this, which it is at the moment, because it's the piece I cut off of here. So what I should do is I should put that through my splitter and split that down a little bit. But before I close it up, I have to stitch the D-ring on, like so. So I shall be stitching that down there. You have your little D-ring and a dangler. So I can take a piece off of this to make the dangler, and we'll see how we go. But I'm going to feather this down a little bit. Put that over there so it's not in your way. Now I've got here, this is what, where am I? Oh, here I am. That's it. I'm going to feather this edge down. Shot again, and I feather that edge down so when it's folded over there, it's not going to be bulky like that. That's how it is at the moment. It's a bit bulky, see? So what I should do now is I'll just feather that down on the inside, underside, so that excuse me, so we're not going to see this. And to do that, you just take it down there like so. There we go. Put the protective. That's like a razor. That would cut you in half. Now what I do is I just take off this. You always get a little bit of bum fluff on the end of that. So to stop that, I just cut that like so. Now when that goes down there, you can see it's a lot smoother, isn't it? See? So I'll do a better job. You can stick it down if you want to, just to hold it there while you stitch, but and I can resin that later on, or I can leave it for now, resin it, yeah, and then come and resin all this, and then come back on part 3 when needs be. So I'm gonna, looks like that's gonna, yeah, that's gonna be all right there. Lovely. Yeah, I'm gonna. Here I might just take these corners off here, but I'm going to do that after I put it together like that, because then I can cut both of these leathers in one hit and you get a nice true surface then. So when I come to burnish it off, it really does look nice. It comes together as one. So I put them close there like that. It looks quite nice, doesn't it? You know, well, that's what I want to try and get once I've stuck it all together. So let's see where we're going with this blade. This needs to go in here, so I really need a piece. Doesn't have to go down to the bottom, but okay, I went to the top of it last time, so I'll do the same again. Right, lovely. Let's see what we got there then. Take off there. I could take off about the same, couldn't I? And then you can have that go down in there. I do think out loud, that's my trouble. In there. And stitch that in one and pick up on 2 there, which I think I'm going to do. So I'm going to do, without further ado, that's me dang, I can use that as a dangler, I think. Bear with me. No, I've got a slightly longer bit there I'm going to use as a dangler, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this bit. Save me cutting that piece up. So first off, I'm just going to skim this off, take a slither off of it, thinning it, because being a shiny surface, it's a little bit harder to for it to stick. So let's see what we've got here. Yeah, that'll be alright. I'll take that piece off first. I'm on my splitter at the moment, and that's what you just heard, is that pulling through like so. Excuse me. Now I've just taken the surface off of there, the polished surface, that's the underside. I think I might just take a piece off of there, there if it'll touch it. But it doesn't have to be perfect, but it just takes off that initial sheen for the glue to adhere to, and it is a strong glue I use, but but you've got to be careful. That's it, that should be sufficient. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to stick that on there. Nice clean edge there. I've only taken off the sliver. Give me a nice clean edge. See? Right, here we go. So it's marrying up. You've got to double check all the time. Otherwise, well, that's what I tend to do. Is I was always taught and told to double check your work before you make anything permanent, like stitching or gluing, because after that you had it. See, I can roughen this up with a bit of emery paper. That'll do that. And I'll stick that on there. And in fact, I should stick that on there when I'll just mark it, because I'm happy with that there. So what I'm now going to do is I've got my pricker here. I go along about 2 inches, something like that. Just marks it. Bear with me. There you go. Just marks it. That's it. As long as I've got a good 2 inches there, which I have. No one has a 2-inch belt, but that's 2 1/4. So quite happy with that. So now what I'm going to do is, while I'm putting that glue on, I shall put this glue on as well, like so. That's it. I think what I might do, bear with me again, is when I'm folding that over, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slither that. Where are we here? I'm going to mitre that down like so, and to take more off you just simply raise it. You want to take a little, bring it back down, because it is shaped. So I'm going to take that down there like that, because where that's going to go at the bottom end here, not going to matter, because the idea is when you're putting the blade in, if anything, it goes against that and not against the stitching. So yeah, that's taken that down quite a bit. I'm happy with that. So without further ado, I'll just take those whispers off as well. Which way did I go? That way, yeah. I'm going to take it down to nothing, virtually. That's better. Yep, that's better. Right, that's that done. Right, now the thing is, when I put this glue on, there's not a lot more I can do until it goes off for a couple of minutes, because it's like watching paint dry. Where's my glue? Bear with me, I know where everything is, it's just finding it. That's a contradiction, isn't it? I know where everything is, but it's just a matter of finding it. Here it is. Now this glue is that I use is basically this stuff. Impact, made by Bostik, I think. Evo stick, but it's an impact, which means as soon as you put the two together, impact, it sticks. But you can see with those spray cans, but the tin they used to do, bear with me, I'll show you. Actually, I can show you that after I put this glue on, can I? That's because that's giving it time to dry as well. Very good for lighting fires. It's the old, what's the name one? Just tear a bit off of there, put a match to it with your little kindling, and poof, she does go. As well as cotton and Vaseline, etc. Right, now where are we? Let's get this, I want a spreader. Let me just get a spreader out of my box. See, when you go down to these fish and chip shops on a Friday, get your fish and chips, I always take some of these. He gives me a few, I ask him, he gives me a few. Ideal for putting your glue on. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue both sides. No, I'm not. I'm going to glue this first because I've got to put the, I've got to stitch this this thing up. So we'll go down here somewhere. I only want enough on there just to hold it. But this stuff used to come in a tin, as I say. And if you wanted it, you had to, in B&Q and places like that, you go to the till. You can, because what's on the shelves is an empty tin. It's just a what do you call it? Not a sample. It's a, you know what I mean. Anyway, just to show you that they do them. Go to the till, ask for the tin. It's only to prove your age, really, because they're just safeguarding themselves with all these kids going around sniffing glue, etc. You know, you can understand where they're coming from, can't you? Right, I've put that on. I've glued them two bits there. Now I'll just let that go off for a second while I'm doing this one. And when that's done, it's very stringy, this stuff. But when that's done, I shall just let it dry, and I'll show you these tins that they was on about. Oh, come on, get on there. That's it. I'm not going to put too much of this glue on, because all I want to do is I want it just to hold it, so I can just run a stitch through it, so at least it stays where it is while I stitch it. And I'm hoping to be able to turn the sewing machine, the camera, in a minute. Well, not in a minute, but when I come to stitching it, I've got to let that dry before I can stick the other side. Hopefully turn the camera, and you see me stitch it up. But as I said, Blake wanted me to try and video it all, so you know, I'm going to have a go. So again, you have to bear with me. I'm not used to making videos, but it'll be nice to see if it just does turn out. As I say, this is supposed to be part 2. I don't know if it is, and I won't know until I put it on my PC indoors and find out if it's done what it says on the can, so to speak. God. Right, let's put that there. I've got to put that there. I've got to put the lid on this because it's got a high vapour content, you know, and I don't learn my lesson. It's this that's given me my chest. I'm down to one lung now, and it all to do with that over the years. Because when I was an apprentice, when I left school, some blah, blah, years ago. I'm now 68, retired. But you've got to have something to do. You know, I've found you need something to occupy. You can't just sit in. I don't want to sit indoors and vegetate in front of the television. I'm too active for that. That's why I do all my shooting with my gun dog and everything else. And potter around here. So I've gone off from saddle making and leathercraft to just pottering about with whatever. I need a big sort out here, obviously, for the because of all the, you start putting stuff on this and you find you've got no workbench left. Anyway, going back to this glue, here's the can. Here's one I got earlier. Now, this is how it used to come in the can, and you'd and it was brilliant. Done the same job as the spray can, and it used to look like this. It's brown colour. Well, now what they've done in their intimate wisdom is solvent free. I thought, oh right. So when I opened it, when I opened it, it was white like thick cream. Anyway, oh well, I'll try it then. So I put it on both surfaces, just leave it a little bit to go off, and I thought, well, let's see what it does. When I stuck it on, this one will probably stick now. Okay, I'll stop talking, didn't I, because I'm doing something. Yeah, when I stuck it on, it held it to a point, and then it just like bending that back like that. Now, because that's bent so sharp, it obviously acts like a spring, you might say. I stuck it on like that, and this started just lifting up. And I thought, well, I've given it plenty of time, and then what happened is you can pull the glue off like a membrane. So basically, my words on that is it's pants, no good whatsoever. So I thought, right, well, I won't go down that road. I won't use that no more. So I thought, oh, they've still got the. I'm going to stick that on in a minute because it's going to get in the way of me stitching this, because it comes pretty close to it. Look, and that could affect my my stitching for that on the machine because of the foot. So it don't matter. All I do is I just warm that up with the old hot gun, and it sort of like reactivates it again. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch that. Before I close this up. Well, how am I doing for time? Right, I might just have enough time to stitch this before the old timer goes on me again. So let's grab this quick. See if I can turn the camera around. Should pick that up, turn it on, put that in there, now I'm going to go about there. I think that's big enough. Yeah. Sorry? No, I'll bring it in with me, love. Sorry, that was my wife. I've got some gluing to do indoors. And just thought, she's just reminded me, don't forget it, you know. Right, one more stitch. Lift it, turn it, etc. 1, 2, 3, see that, bring it round, do it again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, that's it, lock the stitch off by turning it back on itself. There we go. Pull it out. Cut it off. Turn that off. Ooh. And the buzzer didn't go. Bear with me. Turn the job round again. Are we there? Yes, we are. I'll make sure I've got. What's this down here? Oh, that's that, right, okay. Go back round here again. Sorry, I'm just setting the camera to where it was before if I can. Right, now what I've got to do is just pull them through. No, that one's alright, where are we? Right. Oh dear, stupid man. Right, who spotted the deliberate mistake? Anyone? I'll bring you back. Forgot to put the D-ring on, so I'll undo that. Well timed there. Come back to you on part 3.